11 p.m. exactly, Sunday, 6/7/2020. In this video, I want to explain what I saw not only last night, go over that, but about, 3 or 4 days ago. I'll get to that also. Now, with last night, all I could describe is that I saw what looked like three lightly lit full moons, large full moons. Okay, that's the best way I could describe it. Not shining very brightly, but obviously shining before dark. The sun was down, so it was just enough light to see in daylight still somewhat. Now, I went outside, looked at the sky to the south, just watching. It was pretty cloudy. And I noticed, again, the first object. It looked like a full moon, a large full moon, like larger than normal. And I said, what in the world? Then it dawned on me, well, it's a full moon tonight. So I said, oh, okay, that explains it. It obviously must be the moon. I'll go inside after I'm looking at this, and I'll check the schedule, the whatever you call it. Yeah, the moonrise. So anyway, then I'm looking a little bit to the southeast and east. I noticed another such object, and I said, wait a minute, what's going on? I said, I know the first one is definitely the moon, because what else could it be? I thought it was the full moon. It was so obvious. And this one, and I said, I'm seeing two moons, two full moons. So then I looked to the east. I saw something else. I said, what is that? I said, it looks like another round object, like a full moon, lightly lit. So I kept looking and looking. They stayed in place as clouds went by, and there was clearing somewhat, and you could see those three objects as I scanned back and forth, saying, I see three objects to myself. I said, this is crazy. What in the world? So I went inside. I checked the moonrise on the computer, and the moonrise was 10 o'clock approximately. And the time when I was outside just a few minutes ago, and then now it was 8:37. So there's no way that could be the moon, the first one that I saw that I was so positive. What else could it be? It's right there in front of me. It's the moon. So the moon was about almost an hour and a half away from even rising, and it would have been close to the horizon when it arose. But this object to the south, the first one I saw, was way up in the sky, not overhead, not low to the horizon, but sort of in between, right there in front of me to the south. And again, one to the southeast and one to the east, okay? Then 3 or 4 days ago, I came in from riding, and again, it was almost dark, same type of thing, but maybe the sun was up a sliver, but you couldn't see it because of the trees, but it was basically below the horizon. Anyway, it was, again, pretty cloudy, mostly cloudy, but sort of let me put it this way, the only place that I saw an opening was to the southeast, okay? I just happened to be standing there, just standing there, all right? And it was just an opening in that one area in the entire sky, okay? All I could tell you as observation without exaggeration or trying to qualify it or anything is that it looked like there was about a dozen round objects up there, and it's still hard to believe the more I think of it, playing right in front of me, and in that area it was sort of a little bit, no, it was almost clear, sort of hazy, but almost clear, and it was sort of like a golden glow there, And I think that's probably from the sun. You know, when it gets near the horizon, it sort of shines on top of clouds and so on. It gives different appearances. Sometimes it could be red or orange or even blue, purple. And so that area was like lit up in a golden color. And also to the south, there was like a sort of a big thunderhead, and the top of it was golden colored again, like I guess the sun shining on the top of it. I don't know. It kind of dawned on me that it was almost like I was supposed to be standing there seeing this, like it was meant for me to see that, just in that round opening, and then it's almost turned into almost a square opening in the sky, and all these objects were there. That's all I could tell you. I'm just telling you what I saw. Just crazy, just amazing. So many sightings, images I'm seeing now on all these different channels that, these people take shots of the sky and they're looking for stuff in the sky every day. And these objects are right there. No special camera, just regular cameras right there. Some are extremely large planetary objects. Others maybe smaller around it, and others even smaller and in groups. So that's basically what I saw, the same type thing. And I don't usually watch Mr. MBB333, but I was noticing that he does a certain part in the video towards the middle or so where he does sky sightings, and people send him in photos of what they spot up in the sky. And the stuff that he's showing that people send into him, it's the same story. I never saw anything like it. And so common now, and even meteors commonly going through the sky, even in the daytime, and then getting back to that, what I saw when I came home was at night then, the same night, the moon was out in about the same place, in like the southeast. And again, there was like an opening around the sun. It wasn't quite as cloudy everywhere, but what I saw was the moon was sort of glowing, like a mellow glow, not real bright, but it was basically a full moon type of thing, and sort of, again, a yellowish look to things. And like the clouds around it were sort of lit up like cumulus, like sort of grayish clouds like that. But right there in front of those clouds, the grayish clouds that were sort of lit up, there was totally appearance of round black circular image. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like three-dimensional, but it was totally round, big, and like two or three right next to each other type of thing. And I was like, what in the world is this now? Again, obviously all these things I saw were perfectly round, perfectly round. I think I even saw other, like, more lit circles that weren't as big, sort of scattered around it. And I said, this is crazy. I can't be seeing, these things, but I was, Never before has this happened like this, and never before have all these people reported such things so obvious in the sky, and so right there, don't even really have to look for it anymore. And then here's a few titles from some videos of others. This is Terrell Black Star. Again, I don't really, I don't listen to him, but just because of what's been going on within the skies and the sun and magnetism and everything, I sort of look and see what he's got there. But it's like, to be honest, these channels, they do things and they make it in a way to entice you to watch it. You know what I mean? So that it's like, always this and that. So, get views, I feel, but I know that doesn't sound fair, but I think it's the truth. Anyway, that doesn't matter. This is what a video he put up 3 days ago. Here's the title. Warning, 2 exclamation marks. Super plume is growing out of control in big letters in Earth mantle transition zone, exclamation point. And I guess what's happening is, the magnetic, whatever's happening to the poles and magnetism of the Earth, and again, there's total reports now and photos of people showing that the sun is out of its place, showing that somehow, that might indicate that the Earth is moving, from its axis and shifting right now. And so that, Super Plume, and I guess he shows that the magma, these gigantic canyons that take up large portions of the Earth, they're under pressure and they're ready to, I guess, pop. That's the best word for it. They're being pushed up by all this action, whatever's happening with the Earth, and whatever's happening, with magnetism and the sun out of place, and these objects in the sky, and seems like these changes are upon us, and again with the asteroid fields, that several others have been saying that we're going to be entering this very shortly, and so anyway. And then let me go to Wages World. Again, I don't listen to him either, but sometimes I just look. And this one says, Big Schumann Spike Solar Flare at Earth Backside CME. If you're not familiar with these terms, I guess, Schumann resonance is like the solar wind. That they have a chart, and you could see, how I guess the magnetic, whatever it is, energy, approaches from the sun. Especially when there's a flare or something, then there's a big spike, and it sort of surrounds the Earth, but our magnetic field, naturally deflects it, fortunately. But the thing is, it says this solar flare at Earth backside CME. What does that mean? It means that it's not coming from the sun side, a CME. This CME that he's talking about is coming from the backside of the Earth, meaning just like the sun, there has to be something there on the backside of the Earth, like the sun, flaring and sending the CME towards the backside of the Earth. And that, to me, that's crazy. So something is definitely going on. So there's front side or sun facing CMEs, gigantic ones that have been happening in the past quite a while now, weeks. And so a report like this, that there's backside CME detected, and the spike in the Schumann resonance, a solar flare coming from behind the Earth. So that's about it. Then Igor Kostelik, which I mentioned, and which I did those videos of those angel-like images spotted on camera, past 2 or 3 days, I guess, during his live camera view observatory of the sky at night, he caught on camera what he says is Nibiru, according to the coordinates, and he blew it up, and he has it as images on his last couple of his videos, and you could see it right there. He blew it up. It's just like a planet with craters and everything. So this stuff is right near us. There's also a channel called Brandon Nagley, I think his name is, and he does like almost daily shows images from other videos of amazing things that are in the sky. Same thing, incredible shots right this moment. I mean, coming back here to do videos, I never expected to start doing videos like this at all. Sightings in the sky might seem sensational, or things, captured in the sky, or, dealing with current events and things going on in the news. But they all relate to prophecy, so that's the main reason I'm doing this. And to me, it feels definitely like things are on the verge of happening, and how things have quickly developed just in the past few weeks with these protests and riots, and this large-scale anarchy chaos that's going on Although we don't know exactly, again, things that are reported, we don't know the scope of it, how much of it is being, made blown out of proportion or not, and how that might relate to the military being brought in and lockdown of this country, and possibly this could keep going on, and now they're making everyone fear that it's going to work its way into the suburbs, things like that. And so, it's possible there could be an announcement, possibly, maybe sometime this week or whatever, as this progresses, that this could possibly start happening. And there's been reports of ominous things happening with soldiers or troops or whoever the heck they are on the streets, threatening everyone and yelling at them like maniacs, and terrorizing others to get back inside their house, and then aiming something at them into their window and breaking their window because they didn't listen. And then restrictions of firearms. So there's a lot of things going on that could play in all of this, along with the reigniting of this so-called pandemic, by these events. And I might get into that and do another video after I put this one up. And I recorded that last night or the night before, so I'm just going to cut out a piece and put that part up going into that. And finally, as I'm viewing all these things and gaining information, it seems like the months of June and July may be a time that we're heading into things, major things possibly starting to come to pass in this time frame. Though, of course, maybe nothing will happen, but these events don't seem hypothetical whatsoever, but we're in the midst of them actually coming to pass and taking place in different stages, it seems like. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to try to load this up and see if I can get this up by midnight Eastern time. Okay, that's it for now.